Alright, Shalom. First I'll give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Wahab Kar Kadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS, salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring, and truth and sincerity, and the women and children who follow. So I got another article today I wanted to bring to you. It's from, it's like a timing.net. I'll put the link in the description. Yahweh Ratazah. It says, this is the first country to adopt a cryptocurrency as its official currency. Okay, it says the cryptocurrency will have equal status with the US dollar. Alright, and this is for the Marshall Islands that set this up. Okay, so we're going to get into it. It says the tiny Marshall Islands is creating its own digital currency in order to raise some hard cash to pay its bills and boost the economy. The Pacific Island nation said it became the first country in the world to recognize a cryptocurrency as its legal tender when it passed a law this week to create the digital sovereign, or SOV, in the nation of 60,000. The cryptocurrency will have equal status with the US dollar as a form of payment. It says Venezuela last month became the first country to launch its own cryptocurrency when it launched the virtual petrol, backed by crude oil reserves. The Marshall Islands said that SOV will be different because it will be recognized in law as legal tender, effectively backed by the government, and that's big, man. That's setting the stage for the chip to come in. All right, now you have countries that are actually making their own cryptocurrency. It said that Venezuela made one as well. And, I didn't know that, so I'm going to do some research on that, and Yaharatazah, lesson coming soon on that one. But, like I was saying, man, it sets the stage for when the dollar collapses, that they can, move to a cryptocurrency. Okay? Which is money that's not actual money, It's going to be on a card, or they're going to put it on the chip, and they're going to take the chip and they're going to put it inside you. So let's see if there's any more on this. It says the Marshall Islands is partnering with, surprise, Israeli company Nima to launch the SOV. It plans to sell some of the currency to international investors and spend the proceeds. The Marshall Islands says the SOV will require users to identify themselves, thus avoiding the anonymity that has kept Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies from gaining support from governments. So you got to identify yourself. So they're going to be able to track exactly how much money you got. Okay, where you spent it, who you been making your transactions with. What does that sound like? It sounds just like the chip, because you're going to be able to do the same things with the RFID chips. So why not just put them one in one? That's going to be the idea. Okay, and that's why Bitcoin hasn't blown up, because you're basically anonymous. Okay, it doesn't you could be walking down the street, and I could be walking down the street. I could own, $5 million worth of Bitcoin. You could own $3 million, and nobody would know. The government would know. The store wouldn't know. But, under this law, then the government would know. It allows them to get their hands on it, and it allows them to micromanage you, so to speak. It says this is a historic moment for our people, finally issuing and using our own currency alongside the U.S. dollar. President Hilda Heine said in a statement, "It's another step of manifesting our national liberty," because I believe the Marshall Islands are still a U.S. territory. It says the Marshall Islands is closely aligned with the U.S. under a compact of free association and uses the dollar as its currency. Well, there you go. Under the compact, the U.S. provides the Marshall Islands with about $70 million each year in assistance, and the U.S. runs a military base and I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. It says lawmakers passed the cryptocurrency measure Monday following 5 days of heated debate. It's unclear when the nation will issue the currency. Leaders hope the SOV will one day be used by residents for everything from paying taxes to buying groceries. There you go. In your everyday life. Okay? If you wanna, go to the store and get an orange, you gotta use the cryptocurrency. If you gotta fix your car, you gotta get a cryptocurrency. If I wanna, buy a hat from my friend, you know what I'm saying? We gotta trade cryptocurrencies. So that's what they're trying to do, man. And like I said, everything's gonna be tracked. It says the law states that the Marshall Islands will issue 24 million SOVs in what is called the initial currency offering. Half of those will go to the government and the other half to NEMA. So if they're gonna have 24 million SOVs, what are they gonna say? They're gonna say they right now they're using it on alongside of the dollar. So what happens when that dollar collapses and the SOV is still available? They're gonna say, okay, well, come trade in your dollars for SOVs. It's everything is being set up, man. This is beautiful, man. That this is prophecy coming to pass right in front of our face, man. The year of prophecy, man. The water Yahweh Bashim Yashai. The water Yahweh, the water Yahweh Shai. This thing is happening, man. It's manifesting, man. It should be a real, you brothers should be invigorated by this. Okay? We about to get out of here. The Marshall Islands intends to initially sell 6 million SOVs to international investors. It says it will use the money to help pay for the budget, invest in projects to mitigate the effects of global warming, and support those people still affected by U.S. nuclear testing. That's right, because that's where the U.S. did all their fucking missile testing. You know what I'm saying? They went over to this place, displaced the people, moved them out, and dropped fucking bombs everywhere, radiation everywhere. And then, once they done with all their testing, it was cool for them to do it. But when North Korea wants to test their weapons, or when Iran wants to test their weapons, they got a problem. That's the fucking hypocrite for you. It says NEMA, chief executive of Barak Ben Ezer, said the SOV marked a new era for cryptocurrency. SOV is about to get rid of the excuses for not shifting to digital assets in the statement. Not shifting to digital assets. That's the RFID chip. He said it solved a huge problem with cryptocurrencies, which haven't been previously recognized as real money by banks, regulators, and the U.S. IRS, the International Revenue Service. Some lawmakers expressed concern about the large amount of the new currency that will go to the Israeli company, while others argued the country had urgent needs and cash would help. It says Jian Chu, the Hong Kong-based co-founder of blockchain platform Kinetic, said he thought it was an amazing move by the Marshall Islands and that it was the way of the future. Why? Because everybody's going to go to this RFID chip, man. He calls us all both small and great, rich and poor. Matter of fact, let me just get that right now and I'll come back to this. Fuck you. This is Revelations chapter 13, verse 16. It says, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on their right hand or their foreheads. So he said this can be the wave of the future. All countries are going to accept this. There's no excuse now for any other country to not accept it if they're doing it. That's basically what's being said. Okay? It says that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay, so that's talking about an actual device being implanted in your skin. Okay, that mark is a charagma. Okay, a thing in an incision in the skin. Okay, and what it does, that RFID chip is regulated off your blood. Your blood was the so-called battery. This was actually running it. That's what we're looking forward to. That's what's coming, man. And the majority of these people in this society, they gonna take that fucking chip, man. If they just giving away money. They said they were gonna give away $6 million to the people. Who ain't gonna take it? Now think of a scenario in America where America recognizes a cryptocurrency, and they just give it away, and they say it's legal tender. Here, everybody, all citizens, here's straight $50,000. Because most niggas that do it for 50 grand. Most niggas that do it for 1,000. I remember back in the day when Bush was president, and he gave everybody those checks, man. I got my little what was it called? When the depression hit, everybody got a check, so I remember I got my check. I enjoyed it. I probably fucked it off on a pair of shoes or something. I was in the world. But let them say that, everybody's going to get, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 for whatever. People are going to run to that, man. They're going to flock to it. It says physical currency is going by the wayside and is antiquated, obsolete form of transaction, he says. I guess it was like antique. It's old. It's obsolete. There's no need for physical currency, is what they saying. Dollar bills and coins ain't gonna mean nothing. It says, but Chu added that he didn't think the currency would hold much appeal for international investors or be particularly valuable outside the Marshall Islands. It says, and many people in the Marshall Islands and beyond remain skeptical of cryptocurrencies. It says the Bank of England Governor Mark Carney said this week that a global speculative mania had encouraged a proliferation of currencies and that they needed to be held to the same standards as the rest of the financial systems. It says the prices of many cryptocurrencies have exhibited the classic hallmarks of bubbles, relying in part on finding the greater fool. Carney said in the speech to the Scottish Economics Conference in Edinburgh, basically saying you got to be a fool to buy it because it's going to be on a bubble. But what the fuck is this whole stock market system's on a bubble? It's on a bubble right now that's about to burst. And what happens when it bursts? You're going to run to them cryptocurrencies and you're going to implement that RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, man. And, we hasten the day, man. Everything's coming to pass, man, like the scriptures say it would, man. So with that being said, I hope you brothers was edified. I hope you were invigorated and excited, with this news. And, I want to give all praises. 144, that's the spirit. Give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, and the women and children who follow. Shalom.